Let me tell you a story.
Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Meghann, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer. And drum roll, please. We still have a P.O. box.
Oh my gosh, I thought you were going to announce if we won the Leo.
Oh.
That was such a letdown.
Womp womp.
And as I was like drum rolling, I thought, well, she wouldn't do this if we lost.
Yeah, no, sorry. I have no idea.
Okay,
Weirdly, the secretary at my school knows that his theater group won something. I'm like, well,
No.
how do you know?
Hold
So does that
on.
mean that we didn't win? And he said, no, I don't think so. It just means that somebody I know has an inside.
Somebody on the inside
I know.
leaking some information.
Or they won, and so they told him.
Oh,
I know.
Womp womp.
I know.
That's a legit womp womp.
For real. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
We have no
man.
word on that. So
Okay, well, whatever. Okay, well, yay, we still have a P.O. box.
yes, everybody, make it worth it.
What made you go that route?
I just couldn't do it.
I know. I was you kept asking me, and I thought, yeah, but what if we get something really cool? We've gotten so much cool stuff.
I know we've gotten really cool stuff. We've
Yeah.
gotten really cool stuff. And now we don't have to decide again until
Okay.
February.
Oh, I like that. That feels good.
So it's balls in your all's court, guys.
Yeah. Good. Now to February to make it worth our while.
Right. And then we'll keep it. But like if we get nothing,
Then that's it. We're
I'm
pulling
not
the plug
doing
on
it
that.
anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Or we get huge and then I don't care that it's just $90 for 6 months.
$90.
We'll be like,
Whatever. That is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
It's more than $10 a month.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of money for maybe we'll get something, maybe we won't.
Right. I got really nervous that I was going to do the math wrong. I was like, it is more than $10 a
Oh.
month, right?
Girl, I
It
did not check your math if that makes you feel any better.
It does. It does. And it is.
And I feel like I said, Mike,
Mike
makes you
if it
feel
makes
any
you feel better.
I don't check. I don't do that math.
How's it going?
It's going good. It was, I think we both did this without knowing we were doing it. Spring cleaning, but in the fall.
Yeah.
And I was like purging. And then your daughter comes over with a bunch of crap and she's like, hey, do you want this? I'm like, no, of course, too late.
Yeah.
Macy
sorry.
James already saw it. So she's like, yes, I just made all this room for all my new crap. I'm
Well,
like,
to be fair, those pair of pants, I'm pretty sure were hers.
okay. Well, still throw them out. It feels so good to be like, I tell the kids, go play outside. And then I'm like behind their back, throwing all their shit away.
Yeah.
It's vindicating.
I really only cleaned out. I mean, I did I swept my floors and stuff like that, but I only cleaned out my front closet. And like, I'm not kidding.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It was so gross.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I had to empty my dustbin just for the closet.
And no. Sometimes does your house get so dirty that you think normal people don't live like this?
Yeah. I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah.
I get there a lot.
Yeah,
like,
because it's going to be the same way
Yeah.
when I get home. I mean, I cleaned my heart out. And then I thought, how do people, like, whenever I feel really bad about how dirty my house is,
Yeah.
I think back to when people had just dirt floors.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And at first I think, like, that would be horrible.
I feel like that's where I was, but okay.
Yeah, I know, right? but then I think maybe they were onto something. Because
Right.
if your floor is just dirt floor, that's
Yeah.
all it is, you never care. It's
Yeah.
what it is supposed to be.
That's true. That's true. There's just nothing worse than walking and I'm always
And you
barefoot.
feel it.
Yes.
Ugh, yes.
It's horrible.
I hate that feeling.
So I have a hard time just making myself clean until I get to a point
Uh-huh.
and then I clean everything.
Yep. Same. And I feel like back to your dirty feet comment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you're the only one in your household that feels that way?
Yeah.
Because why isn't it bothering anybody else but me?
I know.
I'll like walk across the floor and I'm like, oh, this is disgusting. And then I'm like, I do this every day. And
Yeah.
every day I'm the only one that sweeps.
It drives me crazy to watch anybody
Mm-hmm.
walk past something on the floor.
And not pick it up.
Like, just
Ooh,
pick it up.
Burns me up.
Yeah.
Burns me up. You know why? It's because we're the ones that will do
Yeah.
it.
Right.
You know when you were a kid and you were like, you just like throw something
Yes.
and you
And I
think,
watch my kids do it now.
I know
Yes.
you throw something, you think somebody will pick that up.
Yeah.
You never thought mom will pick that up. You just thought
Right.
somebody will pick that up. And now here's the mystery. It's been answered. Mom is the one that picks it up. Not dad. Not dad. Mom has
Yeah.
to pick it up. And it is bullshit.
Coming in hot.
Oh gosh, I didn't know I had all that in me. You just asked how I was, and there it is, therapy time. Doing great. Now that I got that off my chest, I feel really good. My house is clean. Everything's good. We did go see Beetlejuice.
Okay, and how do you feel about it?
Well, mixed reviews. I feel like it was okay. I loved that it was still a lot of the same cast. That was fun and nostalgic. I would not have liked it. I probably would not have gone to see it if it like didn't have Winona Ryder in it.
Yeah.
And Michael Keaton. Like I would not have gone to see it.
Catherine O'Hara, is that her name?
Yes.
Yes.
And her. She is great. She is hilarious in the whole thing. So anyway, it was good for that.
Yeah.
Now, is it as good as the original? Absolutely not. There's nothing
so hard to do.
Nothing could be as good as the original.
Yeah.
But the funniest part, the part that I was bringing this up because I'm not going to spoil anything, but Macy James, I did take her, and the whole way I was kind of on the fence. I'm like, oh my gosh, is she too young? Because there's a lot. But also I thought, you know what? I bet I was her age when I watched Beetlejuice. Nope, I wasn't. I was 8 because it came out in 1988. But on the way there, that's how I was justifying it. I was like, oh my gosh, whatever.
1998. That's not right. 1989.
What did I say? 1988.
98.
Oh, I meant 1988. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It came out in 1988. I was 8 years old when it came out.
You were not 18 when you watched that for the first time.
I'm sorry. I'm talking too fast because I'm trying to get to my point. And you know me, it always takes me a long time because I got to include all the details. So
it also sounded a little bit like, well, I'm trying to get to the point. Like, shut up, Erin.
No. I'm telling myself to shut up because I do this. Just ask Melissa, my friend Melissa. She's like, oh my gosh, just get to the point. So I'm going to.
Okay. Can't wait.
All that to be said as I was questioning whether or not I should take Macy James. And then don't you love when out loud and in live time, you get questioned about your parenting from the 4-year-old.
Oh my gosh.
She is loudly going, I think I'm too young. I think I'm too young to watch this, Mommy. It's too scary. And I'm like, shh.
You're fine.
Be quiet. People are trying to watch the movie and they're already judging me. And now she's like, Mommy, it's too scary. I think I'm too, she kept saying it over and over. I'm just too little. I'm too young to be watching this. So I was like, let's go to the potty. And then I'm like, but now I still want to see it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's go potty. I bet the next part won't be that scary. Sure enough, about 10 minutes later, she's like, yep, still scary. I'm like, oh gosh. So it was horrible. I was like, I almost pulled out my phone. I was like, don't be that person. I'm like, watch a fun little show. So I just made her watch it.
Just trauma. It's fine.
Just like, talk to your therapist about this one day. That was just it. It was just comical how vocal she was throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
About how she shouldn't have been there. And she was right.
What's it rated? Is it PG-13?
Oh, it's PG-13. I mean, it was bad parenting. I took my 8-year-old. I took my 8-year-old and his 8-year-old friend. I mean, I just was like doubling down. I'm like, you know what? I watched Pretty Woman when I was about 10 years old, and I should not have watched that. So guess what? And that turned out great.
Yeah, that's true. It built character, if nothing else.
It really did. Give them something to talk about.
Right. Exactly. What else are they going to talk about in therapy? You're
exactly
giving them a very good life. It's fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I knew it would all come around full circle. I'm just killing it as his parent.
That's right. Kevin and I watched a movie that it was dumb. And I was watching it and going, this is a dumb movie. And I enjoyed it so much.
Oh, that's funny.
Now, anchovy butter paste was involved.
Oh, well, there you go. That's why.
But I really think I would have liked it without it. Now, what happens? Okay, it was called...
Well, what movie?
It was called The Fall Guy.
Oh, is that like a teenage movie?
No.
Okay.
It's basically about the stuntman industry.
Okay.
And so throughout the movie.
So he's the fall guy. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, so throughout the movie, he is performing all these crazy stunts. But now it's he's on this own weird adventure, side thing from the movie. But he's performing, he knows how to do all this stuff because he's a stuntman. So he's
really
on this crazy adventure.
Okay.
Yes, it was so convoluted and silly. At one point, he accidentally gets drugged and he goes on this weird trip. And that's when I was like, I think anchovy butter paste would come in handy. And Kevin's like, yeah, totally. It was great. It was thoroughly enjoyable.
Okay.
And it was such a dumb movie.
Okay.
I told our other sister and she was like, I hated that movie. I'm like, yeah, I know. And you should. You should hate it. But it was funny.
Did you take some anchovy butter paste first?
Exactly. I found it very enjoyable. So I would recommend it. It's on Peacock.
Okay.
It is too long. At one point I was like, good grief, when is this going to be over?
You also were on the butter paste.
That's true.
Yeah.
There was 2 hours and 20 minutes or something.
Which in butter paste time is about
17 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
But I would recommend it. It was funny. It had Ryan Gosling in it and Emily Blunt. I love her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's she married to? And she married to like Jim
Yeah.
from The
Jim.
Office.
Yeah.
I
never
he's
can
so
think of
sexy.
He's so hot.
Man, he's so hot.
Yeah.
Jim, if you're listening to this.
Oh, yeah. You could
What's
have
his real
us.
name?
John Krasinski.
Oh, yeah. And if you're listening to this, just forget that I just forgot your name.
Well, I always want to call him Jack, and that's not it. But he played like Jack something.
He was real hot in that.
I know. I'm like,
I know. He's hot because he's hot, and then he's funny.
He's like if a normal guy got hot.
Yeah.
Like, the problem is he played such a normal guy in The Office where we fell in love with him. And then he got hot.
So then you're like, oh, that's what normal guys could look like?
He feels attainable.
What? Yes.
And he's not.
He does feel attainable. He is definitely not.
He's not. He's married to Emily Blunt.
Yeah, right.
He's
Good
not
job,
attainable.
Emily Blunt.
I know. I really hated her for a while because she wasn't Pam. And then I had to get over that because they're actors. And I really love Emily Blunt. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Anyway.
But lucky Pam for a while there.
Right?
Hello, I'll be that actress. Wouldn't that be so weird to be an actress and like you have to pretend to have all of those emotions? How would you not cross over into that world?
You get to make out with them and stuff.
Dang, I want to be an actress when I grow up. On The Office.
We're doing this wrong.
Jim.
Yes, back in time.
Specifically, I want to be a very specific actor. Time traveling.
That's right. Sounds good.
Body snatching too. I just don't think they would cast me. So I need to become Pam. Anyway.
Do you want to hear what has changed my life this weekend?
Yeah.
I had a really hard time not talking about it the whole time I was sitting with you at lunch today.
Oh, what is it? Is this personality number 567?
Maybe.
Okay.
We've talked about it before, but I've never dived in this deep. Dove in this deep? I've never taken the plunge.
You've never divin.
I've never divin this.
That's definitely not the
deep.
world word.
Okay, so I made our family dinner today.
You did a great job.
Thank you. And I knew I was having mashed potatoes. I knew I was making sausages. And I was like, what is a good side with this? Like, we need some kind of vegetable. I was like, you know what? Chat GPT. What's a good side?
What's GBT?
Chat GPT.
What's Chat GPT?
The AI that's going to take over our world.
Oh, gosh.
And now with good reason. I'm now all for it.
You're on board. Okay.
I said, what's a good side dish to make with mashed potatoes and sausages? And it said, I think roasted Brussels sprouts would be a perfect addition. And Kevin and I both went, ooh. We're like,
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts is perfect. So
okay, fine. I will go to GBT.
Chat GPT
side here because those Brussels sprouts were fire.
Yeah, I said, what's the best recipe for that? Boom, it gave it to me.
Dang.
Then listen to this miracle moment.
Okay,
just to be sad for like 2 seconds. It's fine. I've told the story. I haven't cried. It's fine. I have never had to make sakatumi cake, which is our other sister's favorite cake. I've never had to make it without calling mom to say, hey, how do you make this icing? Because sakatumi cake is like
it's specific.
Yes, and it comes with like you can find that recipe online easy.
But the icing mom made different.
Mom makes the icing different. You're supposed to do like a powdered sugar glaze.
Yeah, she don't glaze it.
No, it's like a piece of fudge on top of your cake.
Yep, it's absolutely fudge on top of a piece of cake.
So I said, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to make this icing.
Yeah.
And I can't call her. So I got on Chat GPT and I said,
Mom, hold on. Is this
you
way
there?
to tell me that Mom is living? Wouldn't that be hilarious if Mom?
Oh my gosh.
Diana Clem were now
I bet you
AI.
I bet you could be like, pretend like you're my mom.
Oh my gosh.
I bet you could.
It's too creepy. That is a sci-fi movie in the works. I'm just picturing though, like mom, like you're thinking that you're going to get like this very sophisticated AI person. And she's like, just put a little bit more.
No, more than that.
Just more than that. Just keep putting
throw
more.
everything you have in the fridge in it.
Just keep.
That's
going.
how she says tortellini soup. I'm like, how do you make tortellini soup? Just put
Everything in
everything
your
you
fridge.
have. I'm like, no. Oh, goodness. So anyways, I said, my mom used to make.
You said all this?
Yes. I said, my mom used to make an icing with butter and powdered sugar.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm like mixing this story with Beetlejuice. And they're like, hold on, we got to get to the underworld. We have to find Diana Clem.
Right.
To find out what her sakatumi cake is.
Well, it said memory stored. And I was like, oh no, I don't need you to store that memory. I just need you to tell me what I'm making. I don't need you to like learn about me. That's weird.
Right. That is weird.
But it said, you're probably thinking of classic buttercream icing. And I was like, no, girl, that's not what I'm thinking. I said, this is more like caramel. That's all I said. No, it's more like caramel. and it said, "Oh, I bet it's a classic Southern caramel icing. It dries kind of fudge-like." And I was like, "Okay."
Oh, snap.
Read the ingredients. I'm like, "That is exactly how you make it."
Whoa, that is weird.
Isn't that so crazy?
And also, she is absolutely learning about you. That's what's so creepy.
I know, but I'm on board.
You're okay with it. Okay.
Because it was very helpful.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same way as Big Brother listening to our conversations and then putting up those ads.
I know.
It is so creepy and so convenient.
So convenient.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess just at some point we just start going with it.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here for it.
And also, if we don't, what are we going to do?
Yeah, we're not going to fight the machine.
And
we're not going to fight the robots.
I really don't feel like that's where everybody's brain is right now. Nobody is trying to fight AI as much as maybe they need to be. Yeah. And I'm not the one that's going to start it, the revolution.
I'm not a revolutionary starter.
We got to get one thing done at a time.
For sure. Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah. So anyways, it's been very helpful. I would recommend it. I did ask like what's an easy dinner plan, and it said like a sheet, like throwing a bunch of vegetables and all that. I'm like, I do that.
I do that all the time.
I do that all the time. I need something new.
Yeah. I feel like they just were spying on you, and like that's what you do when it's easy. I'll just tell you again what you do. Now when you say chat GBTI,
no, chat G as in Gary.
Okay.
No,
TBI GBT.
Stop saying it. Now you're messing me up. GBT.
Chat GBT. How do I summon this? Do I just say it out loud?
You can get an app for it.
Oh, it's a whole separate app. Well,
you can also just go on Google and type up chat GBT.
A lot of typing too. I just want to be able to say it in the air like I do Google.
Well, that's too weird.
Okay.
I've been really like AI kind of does freak me out a little bit. And there's that one movie where it's like a wild robot or something is coming out. And my kids are like, I can't wait. I'm like, no, that's like normalizing AI.
I know. It really
giving them
is.
emotion and stuff. And I'm like, I don't like all that. Freaks me out. I'm not taking you to see that. You got to hitch a ride or something. I'm not taking you there.
Hitch a ride.
But
I bet they can call a robot for that.
Yeah. Hey, Chat GPT, could you get us a kid Uber so we can go see this robot movie where we can empathize with you? No. But
it's weird.
You know what? I guess I'm here because
I know. I feel like you're kind of embracing it.
I know. I used it a couple weeks ago when I was working on some of my homework.
Oh my gosh, the way you put your hand up, I was like, to do what?
I said
they were going in a whole different direction.
I had to read this big educational article, and I was like, summarize this article for me. Ba-doop. It was like one paragraph.
Let me tell you what, though. You can do that. Legally, you can do that as long as you cite it as a reference.
Well, I didn't take any information that they gave me. I just read a little shorter version.
Condense it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine. But you can also use it to research for yourself as long as you, and this, like, I just found this out in colleges, universities are allowing you to use AI, which is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Like, what is the point then? You no longer have to research. But also, this is what's so weird about this is that we feel that way, but it's like, yeah, but that's no longer a skill.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it, like, it's like, oh, I can remember how many times in library you had to learn how to go through look, Stephanie's calling it out right now.
Dewey Decimal System?
The Dewey Decimal System.
Where did I pull that out from?
In that file box. So you have in your head, but guess what? You don't need that file box anymore because now we have everything at our fingertips.
Yeah, I know.
But that's what's so strange is that now I'm thinking, oh no, that's like, we can't lose that skill, but who needs that skill?
Why can't we lose it?
Right. Yeah. So like hang on to things like cursive. Everybody gets so controversial when you talk about cursive not being taught in schools.
Yeah.
Who writes anymore in cursive? Yeah. When was the last time you wrote in cursive other than to sign your name?
Yeah. I mean, every time I write a check, but I don't write checks often.
Yeah. Like when? Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
It's very true.
It's a very, but yet like our like, oh no, we have to learn cursive. No, we don't.
Yeah.
I still want it though. I still want it to be taught in schools.
You know who loves cursive?
Who?
Little kids love learning cursive.
I know. Well, I do too. It's very artsy. Like I love writing in cursive.
Yeah.
I do write like thank you cards still. And I'm very old school when I go into it, to do evaluations. I'll like write a little note. I'm like, because it just feels better to take that note and put it up on your wall.
Yeah.
Than it does like a typed out summary of whatever.
Right.
As long as it's positive. You got some negative, you might want to add that one in the other drawer.
Yeah.
Anyway, how we got to curse. Riveting. That's what this podcast is. We just know what to talk about.
Yeah, I think we do know what to talk about, and that's ghost stories. You ready to read one?
Let's get right to it. You ready?
Yep.
We got a couple of stories. This is Nicole, our fan favorite from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
She said, "Hello, sisters. I made my husband listen to my fan favorite call out because I was so excited. And he reminded me, see, Aaron, they love it.
They love it.
I'm
so glad we do it.
They really, I know you are. You better be.
I am.
You know what it did? Got us a story. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Because I was so excited. I'm going to say that again. And he reminded me of his ghost story. So I asked him to write it out for me and send it in. I'm looking forward to hear Megan's debunk. Oh, and I tried to change the font size of his story. And well, as you can see, I couldn't figure out how to do it on my phone. It's okay. Guess what, Nicole? I just turned it sideways and it worked. All right, here we go. Oh, I already love Steven. Like, he doesn't just like start writing in. He's like, hi, Meghan and Aaron.
Aw,
and
thanks.
He spelled our names correctly.
Wow.
Hi, Steven. You seem like above average of the men we're used to.
To be fair, that's not
the bar
that
is
much.
pretty low.
You spelled our name right and you acknowledged that we're alive. And thank you. You win.
And listen, we're also not including our husbands in that. That bar is pretty high. We have some pretty great husbands most of the time. My name is Steven, and I am the husband of Nicole, one of your recent fan favorites. I'm the one who heard the phantom dog barks outside, then went looking for the dogs, even though they were right next to me. It felt that real.
Wow.
Anyways, Nicole has asked me to write in my childhood experiences as she feels you'll find them interesting. I grew up in southern Huron County, which is a rural farming area north of London, Ontario. The area was rich with ghost stories, the most prevalent one being the infamous Green Lady of Hay Swamp.
Hey, Swamp.
Hey, Swamp. Oh, sorry, Stephen.
There's our title. Hey, Swamp.
Hey, Swamp.
Is it spelled H-E-Y?
H-A-Y, but still pretty funny. But that can be a story for another day.
Ooh, okay. Two stories.
We love that. Today's story is personal. To begin this story, we have to go all the way back to 1979. Again, that was not that long ago, everybody. I'm going to say it again. The 70s were just a hop, skipping away, a jump away, not too far away.
You were conceived then. It's fine.
I mean, I was conceived a year after Steve.
No.
It was in 1980.
Yes, you were conceived.
Stop.
In 79.
Calm down. You're trying to call me old all the time.
I'm just saying.
I'm so old that I cleaned the house all day yesterday, and I have been so sore. But I really cleaned. Okay. I was a wee toddler of 3 years, and my parents had just bought their first house.
Look, Steve's even older than you are.
I know he is. Altogether, there was 4 of us that made the move. Mom, Dad, my younger sister, and myself. Where it gets interesting is that they bought the house from an estate sale, and the elderly gentleman had passed away in one of the bedrooms in his sleep not that long before we moved in. I was pretty young at the time and do not recall hearing if there were any weird things happening. It wasn't until I turned 6 that I remember things starting to happen, and most of it revolved around my cat. When I was 6, we were visiting my grandparents in northern Ontario, and if you're not familiar with the area, it's all bedrock, so there are no basements, just crawl spaces. Ooh, that's a little creepy.
Yeah.
I was playing outside, and I heard this meowing coming from under the house. So I did what all 6-year-old kids would do. I crawled under the house to investigate. I found an abandoned kitten. I crawled back out with the kitten in my hands and found a box to put him in.
Oh.
And put it back under the house. What? Why? Hold on.
I guess so that, like, you know, if it's a kitten, maybe the mom will come back.
Okay. So I crawled back out with the kitten in my hand and found a box to put it in and then put it back under the house. Interesting. Okay. I got it.
He was 6.
Okay, he was 6, and he's just making a little home.
Yeah.
Within there. Okay,
yeah,
I got it now. Well, in my mind, you keep the kitten.
Yeah.
I snuck at food and water. Eventually, my father wondered what I was doing and followed me outside and discovered my newfound pet. I was not allowed to keep it, but I kept feeding it for the next 3 days.
Oh.
I really wanted to say 6 for the next 6 weeks, but it's not. I'm just making up things, making up your story for you, Steve. Then we had to leave. By this point, I was pretty attached, and my dad knew that we couldn't leave it under the house. So he goes to me, Stephen, we will sneak the cat home in the car, and we will deal with the consequences then.
Oh
my gosh. I love your dad. As his wife, I would hate your dad.
Yeah.
But in this story, I love your dad.
Kevin and I have a really big problem where we both love animals so much.
Yeah.
That there's never a no person.
I know. We do too. We're kind of the same way.
Why we have a tortoise and we had and drug hamsters.
You had some drug hamsters at one point.
I know,
Yeah, those were some interesting hamsters.
Yeah, they were.
They were. Oh, and you had like a hermit crab at one time that got loose.
Yeah, we had multiple.
You really
hermit
had
crabs.
A lot of animals.
Yeah, hermit crabs love scrambled eggs.
That's the weirdest thing.
Fried eggs, actually, they love fried eggs.
Oh, have you ever tried to give them scrambled?
I don't know, but
I was gonna say, how do you know if they just love fried eggs?
If I ever like cracked the yolk and then I was like, oh man, I ruined it. It's like, it's okay, I'll give it to the hermit crab, and they loved it.
So weird. Did they live long?
No,
not that long.
But I did look and it said you could give it to them.
Google, no AI chat.
That's right.
Stephen, we will sneak this cat home in the car and we will deal with the consequences then. Great role model, as my mother does not like pets.
Oh.
So we were to sneak this cat home. Not sure how I thought that was possible on a 6-hour drive home. Oh
my gosh.
How did Dad think that was possible?
Well, I'm so confused at where the cat was.
So the cat was...
Because they were moving.
I think they were visiting. Remember, they're visiting their family. They're visiting like his grandparents.
Okay, got it. I missed that. I wasn't listening.
Yeah, sorry, Steve. Sometimes we tune people out.
And usually it's just Meghann, but...
No, hey, you do too.
No. I'm saying I tune.
Oh, they were moving. Hold on.
Yeah, they said something about moving.
Yeah, no, they were moving, but they were also visiting their grandparents right before the move. So it's like kind of like in between the move.
Got it.
Okay. About 20 minutes into it, it starts meowing.
Ooh.
What the hell was that? My mother asked.
Oh my gosh.
Needless to say, it was a tense ride home. And I love that. Those two parents probably did not speak the whole way. I was allowed to keep the cat. My mother became her favorite person, of course.
Oh.
Because that's what cats will do.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like me? I'm going to love you.
Mm-hmm.
And she lived for another 17 years.
Oh my gosh.
That is hilarious. But it was a rough 17 years. If a cat had 9 lives, she burnt through at least the 8 of them.
Oh.
This cat loved sleeping on the warm asphalt of the road. She wasn't the brightest cat, but I loved her all the same. After the kitten arrived, who I named Puffball, so cute, is when unexplained things started to happen in the house. For a minute, I just loved this whole story about a cat. I forgot it was going to be paranormal.
We're going to get a ghost story.
Yeah. The first thing I remember happening is Puffball almost strangling herself on my hockey nets.
Oh my goodness.
Puffball was an indoor/outdoor cat, and being a responsible cat owner, we put a collar with a tag on her. That turned out to be a mistake. She liked to jump onto the top of the net and sleep on the mesh netting.
Oh no.
Not a good idea for a little cat, as she fell through and she was hung up by her collar.
Oh my gosh.
Strangling herself. I heard a bunch of commotion, so I ran downstairs and what I saw happening, and I really can't explain it, other than it looked like a hand was pushing the cat up through the netting, but there was no hand. I grabbed her from the top of the net and made sure she was okay. No worse for the wear, but she never wore that collar again. Okay, I have to kind of work this through. So they run down and he sees the cat hanging, but like propped up by nothing.
Like while he's watching, it looks like the cat's getting lifted up.
Oh, that's weird. That's really weird. Okay, the next major thing I remember happening, and also sweetest spirit ever.
I know. It's
like, oh, hold on.
Oh, there's a little baby kitty.
I don't want anybody to know that I'm here, but I can't let this kitty cat die. Okay. The next major, and I bet they're also like, I'm not that much of a cat ghost, but at the same time, I'm not going to let a little being die.
This story really reminded me of something I was going to tell you at the beginning, so I'm going to cross my fingers.
Oh, well, you want to just say it now?
No, I want to hear the rest of Stephen's story.
Okay, it's a long one.
It's okay.
The next major thing I remember happening, say what you need to say.
I like them long.
I knew you had to get it out of your system. The next major weird thing I remember happening again involves Puffball. It was the summer and it was extremely humid, and we didn't have air conditioning. So we left for our other grandparents' cottage for the weekend. The cat was left in the house. Oh, and the windows left open because she liked to sit by them. Yeah, and also because it's very hot. And watch the world go by.
Cats are like so weird. You can just leave them for days and days.
What? But not in the heat if they have no air conditioning in their house. They're saying it's very hot.
So-
Very hot. It's very hot.
It's very hot in
It's very
here.
hot in there.
It's hot in here.
I don't think you're supposed to leave a cat with no air conditioning in a hot house.
They left the windows open. It's fine.
Well, yeah, they did, but not because they needed to, because she likes looking out the window.
How
Anyway,
hot could it be inside the house?
Poor Puffballs, I'm saying. I think that was the mother's plan. The cat will be fine. Get in the car. This house was built in the 40s and pretty much original. It had wood-framed windows that slid up and down, and all of them were held up by paint mixer sticks, as none of them would stay up on their own. Never had an issue with it until this weekend. Don't know how, but one of the paint sticks was knocked out of the window, and the window crashed down on the poor cat.
Oh my gosh.
The neighbor heard the cat screaming and making a racket. This poor cat. And also, ghosts are very conflicting. Like, you have one ghost that loves the cat and another
Aw.
ghost that doesn't like the cat.
Yeah.
So the neighbor went to the window, saw what was going on, and broke into the house. By that, I mean he found the spare key that everyone in town knew about. Small towns in the 80s, eh? I love it, eh? But by the time he got to the cat, the window was back up and she was free. Okay, never mind. I take it back. This ghost loves cats.
Because clearly the cat knocked over that stick, right? We're not thinking that was a ghost.
No, yeah. Like he said, I don't know how that happened, but yeah, I think you're right. I think it's like the cat probably knocked it down, like batting at it, because that's what cats will do, and bat at it, and then it falls down, and then the ghost's like, whoop, hold on now.
Oh.
This was long before cell phones, so we had no idea until we got home. Noticed the cat wasn't around, but this one window and wall was coated in blood. Oh my gosh, it really got that cat good. The neighbor came over once he saw that we were home and let us know what had happened and that the cat was at the vet. What a good neighbor.
I know. State Farm is there. Sorry.
He's such a dork. Oh, and Canadians, that's a commercial here stateside.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I was 9 at the time, but I remember him saying to my father, I know the window was down when I looked in it because it was holding the cat up by the leg.
Oh, gosh, like its little leg was stuck in it and it was like dangling?
Oh, it's awful. But by the time I got in, the window was up. I have no idea how that happened, but we knew. Over the years, there were little things that would happen quite frequently. When something went missing or disappeared, we would all joke that it was the gremlins in the house. But growing up, I don't feel like they're gremlins. I feel like they're very nice.
Yeah.
But growing up, we all talked about the spirit in the house being the elderly gentleman that passed away.
Oh,
We
I
all
forgot about
assumed-
him.
Yeah. We all assumed he lived in the attic. It wasn't an attic in the traditional sense, but more of a storage area upstairs. You would close the door, ensure it was latched, but you would walk by it later on and it would be open. Nobody else was home. Lots of little weird shit like that throughout my childhood. I would talk to him growing up, ask him how he was doing. I never got a reply, but I figured if it was his spirit, it would be better to be on his good side, just in case. Fast forward a few years, I moved out to Western Canada. Parents sold the house in 2002, and I really lost touch with the community, so I don't know if the subsequent owners ever experienced anything similar. It did change hands 3 times in 10 years, so maybe they did.
Ooh, yeah, that's always weird.
Maybe they had a dog. The man's like, I hate a dog. I wouldn't say the house was haunted, as that is a negative connotation. If there was a spirit, it was a pleasant one. But that is my story growing up in the house, in an area known for interesting things to happen.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for listening.
Oh,
Steve.
Thanks so much for writing in. That's very cool.
Yeah, what an interesting cat. We have so many cat lovers in this podcast. They love that story.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we are not, but we love that story.
This is what made me think of it because guess who I got to hang out with? I'm going to say hang out with.
Oh, cat lover.
Who likes to hide her cats when we come around?
Hire cats?
Hide her cats.
Audrey?
No.
Hides cats.
She's like, uh-oh, you're coming over. I better hide the cats.
Oh, that's so familiar, but I can't think of who it is.
Whitney.
When did I'm so sorry.
I got to hang out with Whitney all
I'm
this
so
last
sorry.
weekend.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Unless you got your hair cut by Whitney.
No, I did not.
What the hell? Okay. I'm getting a little. Whitney, by the way, is my friend.
Yeah.
So when did you hang out with my friend Whitney?
Okay, so I was doing that mural.
Okay.
And they didn't have any running water.
Oh, she lives in Whitney's neighborhood?
And I got real stuck. I was like, oh, I'm going to drive all the way home just to clean out a paintbrush.
Oh, my gosh.
So I sent Whitney messages like, hey, weird question. 1, are you home? 2, if you are, can I come use your sink real quick? She was like, yes, let me go hide the cats. I was like, the cats are fine.
Oh, that's
They're safe around me, I
hilarious.
promise.
That is
So
funny.
every time I had to change colors, I went to Whitney's.
And she had to hide the cats.
Yeah, I had to pee at her house because there was no running water.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I got to talk to Whitney and her husband. And
oh, that's so fun. Aren't they just
lovely.
the best? They're just so much. I would just not go back and do that mural. I'd just hang out there and drink
I know, it was
wine
really
with
hard to
them all
leave. They were very funny the whole time. So she would crack up every time I got there. I was like, sorry. She was like, we might not be here tomorrow, but you can use our hose. I was like, great.
Aw.
Just don't call the cops on me if you see somebody in your backyard. But I even said the next day, I'm like, hey, I'm going to come up, but I'm just going to use your hose. Like, don't even worry. And she's like, come in the house. I'm like, okay, fine.
Oh, that's hilarious. I got really jealous there for a minute.
I knew you would. That's why I couldn't wait to tell
I got
you.
real jealous. I'm still pretty jealous.
Yeah,
Because
well.
if you get to hang out with Whitney, you are very, very lucky.
I know. Become an artist and then you get to.
I mean, she made my haircuts go up. Like I now get one more haircut a year just so I could see her more often. And I see her like once a month at girls' brunch. But I just love that girl. Love her so much. And she listens all the time.
Okay, now to debunk.
Oh no, I can't even go back. I can't even remember what the story is about.
The window.
Okay. So
to the
window.
wall. Okay, sorry.
No, do not let that drop down your balls. Okay. So, the first one, the cat. I wonder if it wasn't like the way the cat was wiggling. It just looked like almost like an optical illusion.
What?
Don't give me that look. You heard what I said. What I said.
No, that doesn't make sense.
The cat is wiggling
in the window.
So,
What's all the blood from?
In the net. In the net.
Oh, right. I forgot about that
one.
first one.
Like he's in the net and he's trying to get out, and wherever his little
using his core muscles,
he's using his core muscles to pull his little tail end up, and so it's like it looks like something's pressing him, but he's just trying so hard with his whole body to get out of that net.
Okay.
So that's number one. Number two is the window.
Every time you say it, I want to sing it.
Is it because of the way I say it? Because that time I wanted to say it too.
I think just the window, and then you stop.
That's so funny. What have
in the window?
What have we done to just common phrases like the window?
Till sweat drop off my balls.
All these bitches, girl.
Yeah.
Ski, motherfucker.
Ski. Gosh darn. That's what Mary Underwood used to say.
You can't not sing it when somebody starts singing that.
Every time I hear that song, gosh darn. You got to say it real high. And for some reason, move your elbows up.
I just love that she's fine with saying all ski, motherfuckers, all the other stuff. But that part, gosh darn. Like a chicken.
Gosh darn.
Oh, that Mary. Did you say Mary Underwood?
Yep.
Oh, those legs. Every time you bring her up, that's all I can think about. She's got some nice legs on her.
Okay, the window.
Okay. So anyway, and she's a great person. Sorry, Mary. Anyway, so the window, what if his little paw is stuck, right? Is that what you think it means? And then he just pulled
his tail or something. He was hanging by his leg. Yeah, his paw.
Then he just pulled it out.
But then the window's open.
Yeah, that's weird. What if somebody else? Okay, I need to know. Does the window open? So a window opens up on the outside, and then there's the screen, right?
Yeah.
But this doesn't sound like there was a screen.
No.
Okay, so it's just the window. What if by the time the neighbor had gone around, somebody had walked by and pushed that window up real quick? Like, oh gosh.
Yeah, maybe. But you'd think they'd stand there for a second.
You would think, but
what are they doing that they have to rush off so
they're
fast?
They're not really a cat person, Aaron. They're like, oh,
yeah, that's true. I would save a cat, but I think I would still stay.
I would save the cat, but I might be like, dang, like I don't want. This is awful. I'd be like, I don't want this got to be like my responsibility now. Like I don't have time to go to the vet. I saved your life. Good luck. Goodbye. Do well.
Aw, I would have stayed.
Not the nicest person.
No one's ever claimed that you were.
Yeah, no, that's not going to shock too many people when it comes to cats.
I would stay and be like, oh my gosh, what do I do now?
Yeah, most normal people would, but there's a whole lot of non-normal people, abnormal people out there.
Right. We are in Canada, so you never know.
Whatever. They're the nicest people ever. I feel like they would, yeah, for sure.
I mean, they are stereotypically, but I'm married to one. He's not always the nicest person
That's
ever.
True. Does that irk you a little bit? You're like, hold on, my Canadian.
Yeah, I mean, he's nice to other people, but like he's really comfortable with me.
I feel like out of all of our husbands, he's definitely the nicest.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Exactly. Because he's Canadian. That's what I was thinking.
He's very polite.
He's so polite. He's so well-mannered.
Can I tell you why I cut my finger today?
Yeah, but I got to pee really bad.
It's going to ruin it. He's not well-mannered.
Uh-oh.
He's so
Did
horny
he cut
all
your
the time.
finger?
No.
Well, listen, I said well-mannered. I didn't say he wasn't horny.
He like...
I really have to pee, though.
Okay,
Can I pee? Or else you're going to make me laugh and I'm going to pee in your bed.
Okay, yeah, don't do it.
I can pee on his side. That
there
might
you go.
Payback.
I have to sleep right next to it. Please don't.
I was trying.
Okay, so I woke up this morning like at 9 so I could start prepping everything for lunch because it was like multifaceted.
Yeah, you did. You didn't just make one meal. You made a backup meal for those who don't like
because
meal
Dad
number
refuses
one.
to eat sauerkraut.
Yeah, you could have just...
It's fine.
Whatever.
He was like, I guess I'll just roast that turkey. I'm like, shut up. I've got you. Shut up. So anyways, I got up early.
Which also I appreciate because I'm not the biggest...
I'm not either. That's why I was like, fine, I'll do this because whatever. I'm cramping like crazy. Like I'm on my period and it sucks.
Yeah.
And Kevin didn't get any last night because I was on my period.
Yeah.
And he comes out and he's like trying to be flirty. First, he already grabbed my butt at one point when I'm like chopping. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. And he walks past and then he comes back over to me and shows me his nipples in the kitchen.
Okay. I just love when... Favorite thing in the world. Not Kevin's nipples. Oh my gosh. Hold on.
Are you so glad you peed already?
Oh, I'm so glad I peed already. It's my favorite thing in the world when you tell me the way Kevin comes on to you. It's so damn cute. Because he's not doing it to be funny.
No, it was kind of to be funny.
Oh, good.
It was to be funny.
But sometimes it's not.
No, that was...
Tell me these stories.
No, yeah, no, that was to be funny.
And oh my gosh, it makes me laugh
but I'm
so
like
hard.
already
So
in a pissy mood and I'm cramping.
Shit.
And I was like, are you... And then I cut my finger. Like sliced it open.
Oh, Aaron, were his nipples that good?
No, they were so annoying that it distracted me. I was so mad. And then I was like, I was so mad that his stupid nipples made me cut my finger because he thinks I can't handle a knife. But I'm like, well, don't put your nipples in my face, buddy. It's not the right place or time.
Gosh, that's the cutest little image ever. He's like, hey.
I'd already told him, like, he grabbed my butt and I was like, I don't feel good. And he's like, okay. And then he's like, hey.
But
hey,
now what if I put a little nipple action?
You want to see these nipples? I was like, no, I do not want to. Oh, it made me so mad. And then he was like, oh, do you want me to cut the rest? Because he doesn't trust me with a knife. And I was like, no, I've got it. Just keep your nipples in your
keep
shirt.
Those nipples packed away, buddy.
Yeah, just don't show them off right while I'm cutting. It's so weird. It's so weird. Don't do it.
It's also so funny that him showing his nipples would get you that riled up.
It was so off guard. I was like already in a bad mood. I'm trying to focus on cutting 10 pounds of potatoes. Oh my gosh.
It's not the time for nipples.
It's not the time for nipples.
Everybody put your nipples away. We've got potatoes to peel
here.
It's
like 9 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
I don't need to see your nipples in the kitchen.
Wrong setting, wrong time. Oh my gosh. Okay. What an eventful morning.
I really was more mad about that until now. It is pretty funny.
Oh my gosh, I almost spit my beer out. The thought that this has made you mad like all day.
It did. I was mad about it all day.
You did not tell us at the dinner table.
Well, I'm not going to tell the dinner table
for Dad, but you didn't tell us the why. You just talked about, you were pretty pissy about getting your finger cut because he distracted you. That's all you said.
Now you know the full. Yes, exactly.
Gosh, which makes it so funny that you've been so outraged all day long about his nipples.
Oh my
being
gosh.
present at the potato cutting. Oh my gosh. Kevin, put those nipples away.
Okay. All right.
She's got potatoes to peel.
There are potatoes to be chopped, man.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
What are we even talking about?
We were talking about the nice Canadians and how I had to break the myth.
Are we still on my story though?
No, we're moving on.
Oh, okay.
It's my turn.
I went into some weird nipple vortex there, where I couldn't remember. Had you already read your story?
Kevin's nipples will do that to you.
Listen, it distracted you enough to cut your hand.
Yep.
Good grief. Those Canadian nipples really hurt.
Oh, my finger really hurts.
That's our title, Canadian Nipples.
Yeah, that beats it. Better than Hey Swamp. Only barely.
Hey Swamp is pretty funny, but Canadian Nipples, you can't beat those. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I'm going to leave my purse in a mystery.
Okay.
Until I get to the end. Okay?
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you guys. First of all, I'm obsessed with the podcast.
Oh.
I've been binging it like it's my full-time job.
Oh.
You two are seriously the perfect combo of hilarious and spooky.
Well, whoever this is.
I know.
Hello, get on in here.
I know you'd be excited. Like, how do you make me laugh so hard while also making me reconsider ever turning my lights off again?
Ooh, I didn't know we were scary.
I know.
Okay.
I know. I'm like, we've got a friend who won't listen. She's like, I don't like scary stories. I'm like,
we're not scary.
You can totally listen to our podcast.
Yeah, we talk about nipples all the time. Canadian nipples.
Depends on how you feel about men's nipples. Maybe that is scary.
I can't get it out of my head, Aaron. I just keep picturing him pulling his shirt up.
Same. And every time I think about it, it infuriates me.
Oh my gosh, it makes me just laugh so hard. I can't. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be able to look at him in the face ever again.
And it wasn't his penis. It's fine.
Well, still, I think it wouldn't be as shocking if it were his penis.
No,
for some weird reason. But the nipples are just a weird thing. To be like, I guess because it's like. Just,
I know men are just so dumb.
Men's nipples are not like the turning point of like a woman's like hello.
I know because it's like if we were reversed and I did that, that'd be very exciting for him.
Right?
It's not going to happen.
I know that's what I mean. Like I feel like if like, but even a penis, you're like they're so weird looking.
They're so weird looking. Try having to paint them. They're no fun. Okay. Anyway,
you often paint Kevin's penis.
No,
in the kitchen.
No, college days. I used to have to in art school. I had to paint a lot of penises, and they're weird.
You had to paint paintings of penises. You didn't actually have to paint a penis.
I had to paint
the
image of a penis.
There you go. Separately from the actual penis.
Yes, we had naked models, and we had to paint their penises.
Okay, just in case anybody out there
canvas
was like me and they were picturing her painting. I think this is a college class. I don't think it was an official course.
Oh, you've heard of face paint, folks. Just wait what they're doing now in college. Okay, I don't know how you do it, but I'm here for it. Anyway, after hearing all the crazy stories you've been sharing, I realized I have my own ghost story.
Ooh.
It's not something I've told a lot of people because honestly, I didn't want anyone to think I was losing it.
Oh, we don't think that. But not even me, the skeptic.
That's right. But if there's any place where I can spill this, it's here with you two.
Nice.
So here it goes. My personal nope, I'm out ghost story. And trust me, it's a good one. Get ready because it involves an old farmhouse, a rocking chair, and me running out of the house like my life depended on it.
Ooh, I am here for it.
All right, here's my story. So this happened a few years ago when I was staying at my grandmother's old farmhouse for the summer. This house was one of those classic, creaky, been around forever kind of places. Like it had history, you know? It was built in the late 1800s and you could feel the age in the air.
Ooh,
that's
I like
weird.
That. I do too.
People in my family always said this place was haunted, but I didn't really believe in that kind of stuff until that summer. It was mid-July and I was alone in the house for the night. My grandma had gone to stay with my aunt in the next town over, so I had the whole place to myself. I thought it would be peaceful. You know, just me, some old movies, and the sound of crickets outside.
Not in that house.
Right? Not gonna happen. Well, around midnight, things started getting weird. I was lying in bed, scrolling on my phone, when I heard a door slam downstairs.
Ugh,
that would be
so creepy.
Terrifying.
That is terrifying.
It was loud, like someone had just come inside and let the door fall shut behind them. I immediately froze because I knew I had locked the front door.
Ugh.
I hadn't been downstairs in hours. At first, I tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was the wind, but there wasn't even a breeze that night. I didn't want to seem like I was losing it, so I sat up, grabbed my phone, and tiptoed to the top of the stairs. I leaned over the banister and called out, "Hello, is anyone there?"
This is a scary movie.
No,
I can picture this whole thing.
Be so quiet.
Ugh.
There was no answer, but then I heard footsteps.
Oh. Once it's confirmed,
yeah,
you're on the phone with 911.
Right, exactly. They were slow, deliberate.
No.
Like someone walking in the hallway downstairs. My heart was pounding so hard I could barely hear over it. I turned on my phone's flashlight and slowly started walking down the stairs.
You are the bravest person I know.
Right?
I would, and I thought I was pretty brave, but I would turn tail and I would go into that room, lock the door,
call 911, 100%.
And go out the window. I probably didn't climb out the window.
Yeah, and then your foot would get stuck, and then a ghost would have to save you.
Oh my gosh.
And then we start singing "To the Window."
This is the weirdest time for this song to get stuck in my head, but here I am. Wonder when Kevin's nipples are going to show up any second.
Okay. I can't believe I told that story.
I can't
He'd
even.
be
I
so
love it.
pissed.
Oh,
He'd
he would be so
mad.
pissed. Don't anybody tell
You all
him.
know him. No, you don't.
Mm-mm.
I turned on the phone's flashlight and slowly started walking down the stairs, gripping the railing so tight my knuckles were white.
Oh my gosh.
As soon as I got to the bottom, the footsteps stopped. Dead silence. I walked through the living room, my flashlight bouncing shadows off the walls. And then...
So there's no lights on.
I know. And then I saw it. The old rocking chair in the corner of the room was moving back and forth, just slowly, like someone had been sitting in it and just got up. But there was no one there. I swear I felt this cold, heavy air like someone was watching me. I noped out of there so fast. I grabbed my keys, ran out to my car, and drove straight to my aunt's house. I didn't tell anyone until the next day, but when I finally told my grandma, she didn't even look surprised. She just nodded and said, "That's probably old Miss Chapman. She used to live here when the house was first built. People say she's still around." I laughed it off then, but it didn't feel like a joke at the time.
Ooh, I bet.
Sounds like I should say I laughed it out now, but it didn't feel like a joke at the time. It's fine. That house always had a presence, but after that night, I never stayed there alone again. Okay.
Heck no.
Are you ready to find out who it's from?
Oh my gosh, is this somebody we know?
Are you ready?
Oh. Is it someone famous? Why are you making this face? Is it somebody we know? Just shake your head, yes or no. Like personally, we don't know them?
No.
Okay, is it someone famous?
No.
Taylor.
Not technically, but they are well known, I guess, around the world. It was ChatGPT.
Oh my gosh. Aaron Taylor. This is why. Okay, are you ready for this? Gosh. You pissed me off so bad.
I know. I even text Rue. I sent Rue a message this weekend. I was like, "Is this funny or is this horrible?" And she's like, "No, you got to do it."
Okay, but here's what I'm saying. It still could have been a real person.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. What I'm going to say is this is what's wrong with the world today is that this is why I am such a skeptic. You just drove home my whole point. I
were
am
so in it.
Hook, line, and sinker. So like this person's a great author. Of course they are. They're motherfucking AI.
I know. Don't worry, everybody. They can't write comedy, so it's fine.
Oh, they can, but
they're not funny.
They can't be as funny as we are, but they can.
Okay, listen to how cool this was, though.
And listen, this does not happen. We do not just make up stories on here. This is just Erin being a turd out here doing this like weird thing where she wanted to punk me.
Okay, so listen to how cool this was. I said, "Hey, ChatGPT."
This is how cool it was. I don't think any of this is cool.
I said, "Tell me a ghost story." I said, "Tell me a really scary ghost story." And it like wrote it. And then I was like, "Oh, I need an intro." So I said, well, write it like you're writing into a podcast that you really like.
I forgot all the great stuff that they said.
I know.
Erin.
I said, write it like you're writing into a podcast. And it was like, I keep listening to this podcast, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no. Write it like you're writing to the two sisters who host the podcast. And that's when it did that.
Taylor.
Isn't that incredible?
I want to know what happened to my sister. When did my sister become a spokeswoman, like a supporter? You're a walking advertisement.
The answer is yesterday.
Don't know how I feel about it. So many mixed emotions. If Mom were here, I would go tattle on you right away.
And she would yell at me, and
she
I'd have
would
to be like, "I know,"
and
Mom.
I would be right there with her, like, tell her, Mom, tell her. That's horrible.
I promise I won't do it again. But it was the perfect setup.
I don't know that I believe you.
No.
I don't know that I believe from now on. I'm going to have to research. I'm going to have to double check who these authors are.
Okay.
That you bring in
our email. So if you ever see me copy paste an email again, you can call me out. But
plus, you got me real excited. I thought it was somebody famous.
I know. Well, they are kind of world known.
No, that does not count. Does not count. Gosh, I thought, what if this is Jim? And we just talked about him earlier.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine. And don't need to because you're a lie, Erin. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say about that.
I got Rue's approval. Rue said it'd be fine.
Rue. Oh, no. I'm glad you brought Rue up because I needed to fuss at Rue anyway.
Oh, no. Sorry, Rue.
You ever take over my podcast again, Rue?
I told her to do that.
And you ever... Look, I'm just kidding, Rue. That's not like I got for real bad.
I told her to do that.
I did not get for real bad. But you can keep this in here. Because I was like, what the what? Like,
Yeah, I did forget to tell you that I told her to do that.
well, I knew you told her to do that, but I'm like, hold the phone. You can't go back and put something in there that I then don't get to debunk again. That's one-sided. That's not how this podcast works. Rue, I don't care, but that means I need my own editor. I need to go hire my own editor who can then make their statement and debunk your
dueling editors.
Anyway,
I'm just saying.
Boy, you got me riled
I
up
said what I said.
about some things. You know what? Good for Kevin. I'm glad you cut your finger. Kevin, pull those nipples out. She deserved every bit of it.
Oh my god.
Next time you walk by, just do a real quick flash.
Oh,
karma is all that was.
So rude.
I'm bled.
I bled for a couple minutes.
So did my heart when I heard it was GI triple L. What is it again? Chat GPT. What does GBT stand for?
No idea. I don't even know if it's P or B, but
goodbye. Goodbye. That's what it stands for. Goodbye to you.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. Faked y'all out.
It was really good, Arthur.
It was a really good story. It was so really scary.
Good. And you did a good job of reading it.
Thank you. I hadn't even read it yet.
Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. I don't even know what to say to that. Anyway,
that's why I felt fine being like, I feel like you meant blah, blah, blah.
We're going to go to something real. How about that? Where's my phone?
I don't know, but I love how fired up you are.
Oh, I'm so fired up. I cannot believe you did that to me. We're going to go to Kelly. Kelly is so real that Kelly spells her name with a Y-E at the end. Is that not the coolest way?
And the E's at the end?
Kellye.
Okay.
Kelly, have you ever heard it spelled like that?
No.
Me neither. But Kelly is our fan favorite this week.
Yay. Thanks, Kelly.
Yes, Kelly, thank you. And Kelly is so real that Kelly said, oh, thank you so much, but you should choose someone else.
She's like, girl, I don't want it.
No.
Thanks, but no thanks.
No, she's so humble. She's like, I have nothing to plug. But I guess if I had to choose, it would just be to donate. What?
I guess I have to be your fan favorite.
Shut up. She's just saying she doesn't have like...
No, I got it.
So, Aaron Taylor, I don't know what you're doing tonight.
Sorry.
I have nothing to plug, but I guess if I had to choose, it would just be to donate to your local animal shelter, which of course we always support that. And then I said earlier when I first talked to her, I told her how much I loved her name. She said, I love the way you spell your name. Like, well, thanks, Kelly. We just went back and forth about the way we spell each other's names.
My name?
We don't care about the way you spell your name, Aaron. You're a lie.
Okay.
Anyway, and then I said, of course, blah, blah. She said, I love the podcast. You all do an amazing job. And this is from Kelly. Kelly authentically wrote this.
Okay.
And she said, always hilarious. Thank you, Kelly. We will take that compliment. I think maybe that's what I'm most pissed off about. I'm like, that was a good compliments right there. And that was just fake. That GI person thing, whatever it is, never even heard of us. And then she gave us a big old thank you emoji.
Aww.
I'm sorry. Look.
Sorry, I put her in a bad mood.
Kelly, you're the best. We just love you, Kelly. Kelly, you keep on keeping on, and we will definitely support our local animal shelters in your name, and we will also never trust another story from Aaron Taylor again. There you go. There's that.
Listen, if y'all don't want me to read AI stories, write more stories in.
We could have read. There was another one in our.
Okay,
it's fine. It is what it is.
You were riveted, Meghann.
Riveted. And now I'm pissed. I'm not pissed. It is like half of this is like whatever. But there is a part of me that this is what pisses me off right now is you can't trust things.
I know, but I told you. I could have never told you.
You didn't tell me until you duped me into thinking I don't like it. This is probably also getting deep seated into why I am such a skeptic because I don't like being made a fool of.
Oh, you're not a fool.
I was up until the very end of that story.
Well, fine.
But I already had a debunk for it, so I'm never a fool, really.
Really?
Really. I wasn't the fool because I was already thinking, I was like, you didn't, if all you had was like your little flashlight to go around, you couldn't see whether there was a real person in there or not.
Yeah,
rocking
that's true.
That rocking chair, GI. You thought you had a good story.
It's AI.
Anyway.
GI is like your gastro.
I don't what? GB?
Chat GPT.
Anyway.
Sorry. It was Rue approved. That's all I can say. I'm throwing Rue under the bus.
She's on my shit list twice now, Rue. Girl, it's a good thing we pay you. That's all I'm saying. Good thing we pay you.
Oh, gosh.
And that we love you. I do love you. I can't help but love you, even though I love Aaron too. She just pissed me off tonight. Good grief.
Sorry, everybody.
Go on. Say your thing. Say your thing.
All right. Okay. If you all still love us after this episode, you can go to our website at myskepticalsister.com.
No one would blame me if you didn't, though.
You can find out how to become a Patreon. $3 a month gets you a sticker, a magnet, bonus content every Wednesday, and $5 a month gets you all that plus movie night once a month, which y'all just missed because we're having that this actual Thursday. But that's in the past for you all. We're also having an open movie night in October. I forgot the date we said we were going to do it on. Was it the Thursday?
I don't remember. You're going to have to go back in time. And
I don't remember what day we said we were going to have it on. Go back and listen to that episode. No, I'm kidding. I'll figure it out and I'll post it somewhere. Or I bet Angie will be like, you said it was going to be on this night. And I'll be like, thanks, girl. So anyways, we're going to have an open movie night in case you want to see what it's like to come to the movie night. And we will, get to hang out for free and see what that's like. You can also email us at myskepticalsister@gmail.com or use our website to email us. And on that website, you can find our P.O. box, which is active until at least February. And you can rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. Tell your friends about us. Get some stories in, like Nicole got her husband to write in. That is great. We got a good story. We got an authentic, real story, which we need. So Meghann still wants to do the podcast. And I think that's just about it. Thank you guys so much for listening. We love you. We'll talk to you next week.
Aaron Taylor.
Do you want me to ask ChatGPT how to say goodbye?
It's what I'm over here trying to do. It says $40 a year for this stupid app.
No, I haven't paid a penny.
Adios. That's what I say.
All right. Good night. Hasta mañana.
La 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 la.
Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Meghann, the skeptical one. Oh, you're Aaron, the loud one.
Okay, let's do it again.
I may have had another beer while I was waiting on you. So I'm sorry. Sorry, Rue. Where it gets interesting is that they bought the farmhouse. Nope, they're just house. I just decided to put the word farm in there for no reason. Sorry about that, Steve. Nets. Like nuts.
I feel like you keep saying the same word over and over again.
What do you mean?
You keep saying nets, nets, nets.
I said it sounded like nuts.
Oh, nuts.
I said it twice, too. Nets.
You said nets. Hockey. I can't talk now. Hockey nets. Hockey sounded like nets. I'm like,
nuts.
You're saying the same word every time.
No, I thought it sounded like I said nuts for a second.
Okay, say the whole thing over again because I messed it up.